Hey people, 5 Aces here, and did somebody order the Double Trouble special? I got my hands on a couple of good replays, fresh out of the bellies of the Sleipnir forums, the black markets, and basically AOAGeneral was approaching me and he was like, yo, got a couple of good replays for you, but they are relatively short. So you might want to do a double cast. And I was like, well, wouldn't you know it, the dude abides. So here we are on Braided River, a brand new 1v1 map by insert name, who has made an approximate 40% of the map pool for Tiberian Dawn, with the other 40% going to Pulse and 20% to mixed competitors, approximation. And we have AOAGeneral, the armchair general himself, as Nod, going up versus Spooky. It's gonna be a pretty spooky match here. And Braided River, aka Choke Point Central. It's looking to be an interesting 1v1 map. What with all the forts here. Might be kind of tricky to push through with, especially with mobile units, which Nod generally relies upon, right? So yeah, I'm keen to see how this match pans out. Especially if AOAGeneral tells me it's gonna be a good match. As he already is executing his patented AOAGeneral armchair build, basically 2 APM in the early game. Build a power plant. Build a refinery. Build an airstrip. So for the first couple minutes, I'm not expecting a crazy early game. Yeah, 6 APM. Look at the scout. He hasn't scouted past what a single third here. Spooky's been a bit more active, but that's a matter of preference, especially if you know the map, if you played it a couple times. Both go, oh, that's interesting, a double ref start for Spooky. Might seem kind of greedy, considering that AOAGeneral can already start pumping out recon bikes and whatnot. And keep in mind, Nod we Nod is very recon bike and tank reliant, because recon bikes have crazy DPS. Like, it's off the fucking charts. As he's rushing out the comm center, so I'm expecting tanks to be his preferred playstyle here. Spooky with a wall off. Problem is, that's chain link barriers, and they can be crushed by pretty much any medium vehicle. Not light vehicles, not buggies, but you get the gist. First recon bike getting picked, recon buggy probably getting picked off, because it's gonna slow down at the first. Nope. Gets away, scot-free. Ooh, as Spooky is moving out with his original Conyard. It's a risky strat usually. Is that worth it for AOA though? He might be losing his entire buggy army. Yeah, there goes the buggy fleet. Oh, husks explode by the way in TD, so get out of there! Get out of there, guys! No! Not like this! Alright, taking a bit of poke. That's hardly a deal. Light tanks? Yep. Figured as much. He still got his original recon bike. He didn't... Look, recon bikes are meant to be used for scouting and early harassment, and they're just sitting in your base. They're not doing much. Might want to work on that. And the infantry is quite far forward. I like them to be in the back lines, or at least in sync with the tanks. Yeah. The buggies are gonna be like, hey, free veterancy, we take. Yes, we take. Thank you very much. And we take Rocket Soldier, and then we peace out. Thanks. Okay, thanks, bye. One of the buggies getting picked off. Good trade because buggies don't have DPS. They're here for vision, they're here for anti-inf. If you can trade them for a Rocket Soldier, it's a good deal. Uh-oh. The great chain link barrier. It's gonna fall. No. No. Well, the floodgates are open here, but that's not a big deal. It's three medium tanks, or light tanks. Actually, light tanks are really good though in Tiberian Dawn, as opposed to in Red Alert, where they are completely useless outside of refinery blocks. And here's the problem with recon bikes: they're not good at chasing units, because their missiles have like a max track range of like 6 cells, I believe. So I don't know, AOAGeneral shouldn't have re-engaged. He should have just ran away and let the let the buggies do a bit of poke damage, while the recon bikes miss all their missiles because it's outside of max track range. here is the strength of the recon bikes though, but this map doesn't really favor them because it's so choky and you can't move around. Huh. All the light tanks are not a good counter to recon bikes, technically speaking, because as mentioned before, recon bikes have crazy deeps. They are just gonna get pushed out by a couple recon bikes if that's micro properly. If you don't use a move, if you just use hit and run tactics instead. 5 more light tanks. It's the AOAGeneral's expected playstyle. Ooh, he's got his airstrike up though. That's a big deal. Let's see. Does Spooky know? He doesn't know. He doesn't know about the ref either. So AOAGeneral has moved forward with his original MCV. That's a bold move, you know, considering that his Spooky's army is quite large. Harvester is gonna see the end of it. He's gonna get shafted here. And here's the airstrike. Is it gonna be good? Well, it was pretty good. Took out 2 recon bikes and the freaking barracks. Yeah, and that's why recon bikes are not good at chasing. If you just move the tanks away, this is not gonna do any damage. Oh, he's re-engaging. I don't know, buddy. It's a risky move. Not gonna pay off here. And keep in mind, recon bikes are cheaper and faster to produce than tanks. Now, holy tits. Now Spooky's got the army. Is AOAGeneral gonna get spooked here? I don't know. There is no anti-in for Spooky, but a couple, like crazy amounts of DPS, potentially. Recon bikes are low, maybe a service depot's in order. Rip. Yeah man, recon bikes. They are so good. Yeah, but AOAGeneral is transitioning into minigunners. What the fuck? Temple of Nod Rush. Let's look at the assets here. The eco. Yeah, Spooky's ahead because, like, you don't just rush out the Temple of Nod with no repercussions whatsoever. It's a big dealio. But what Spooky really needs here is a couple tanks for the anti-in, just for the crushes and for the damage soak, because this army here is gonna get wiped by a couple minigunners if he doesn't adjust, which he doesn't seem to. Double airstrip, spamming recon bikes. I don't know if that's a rice course of action. Yes, that's what I was about to say. It's not the rice course of action, guys. So, it's probably on. Kind of a standoff. No one has spotted the other yet. But the army is so much larger for Spooky. He can just snipe buildings if he knows how to. I think, like, you can reach across the river here. Is he gonna do it? Yeah. He's gonna do it. And keep in mind that's the original Conyard. He moved up. So once AOAGeneral loses his original Conny, dude, he should just redeploy. Should undeploy and run. Boogie. It's time to boogie, buddy. Oh, Chem Warriors though, the perfect counter. Like, they're basically, they are Tiberian Dawn's shock troopers. The only difference is they have no range whatsoever. They're basically melee. But they're super tanky and incredibly powerful. Their DPS is crazy versus just about anything. So I think that's the proper build. And yeah, the Conyard is killed, but nothing, like the infrastructure didn't fall. So does he even need the Conyard? Uh-oh. That's probably an all-in move here. Yeah, and Tip Warriors can cross Tiberian with no repercussions. It's a pretty good deal. Uh-oh. Here is the reverse Conyard snipe. Rip. Look at the DPS. Look at the amount of damage that's coming out of this here. There is just no anti-infusion. Yeah, a couple guard towers, buddy. It's too late now. It's all over but the crying. Uh-oh. Airstrip getting taken down. This ain't good. This is no bueno for him. Oh, and the airstrike is like 1 miniature shy of coming up. He's selling out. Okay. So that was a very quick and intense 1v1. We'll be back with round 2, guys. So see you in a sec.
Battle control terminated.
Are you tired of losing match after match? Sick of getting your shit pushed in? Try Chrono Tag. Why can't I kill his base? Because Chrono Tanks. Don't believe us? Then listen to the satisfied customers.
Using Chrono Tanks has boosted my win rate to 105% and made me grow a mustache. Thank you, Chrono Tanks.
Черт, сука, блядь. Order your Chrono Tanks today and we will deliver them to your house yesterday. Welcome back, lads and lasses, to AOA's Cluster Fuckathlon, round 2. And actually he lied to me because he told me both of them were on Braided River, but this match is actually taking place on Pirates and Emperors. One of the more famous and more balanced 1v1 maps. You know, there's a couple issues, like look at the Blossom Tree here. 6 cells for growth, and look at the Blossom Tree here. 9 cells for growth. So it's not exactly perfectly balanced, but let's see. He's facing off against ACM. Oh, and we're diving right into the action as he gets the jump on the... as ACM gets the jump on his Recon. Basically winning the trade by killing the bike and retaining his own bike. It's a pretty big deal, honestly. His bikes are 500 and they do damage, whereas buggies are 300 and do no damage whatsoever. Yeah, my point was about Pirates and Emperors being a fairly good, albeit not perfectly balanced 1v1 map. And this time AOAGeneral is facing off against ACM, who is a really good player, be it 1v1 or team games, but prone to raging quite a bit. So let's see, let the dance commence. As he's poking away at the power plant, not a biggie here. Here comes the intercept. Closing the gap, closing the gap. Is he gonna find him? Yes, he is going to find him. Spoiler alert. RIP. Okay, so we see that AOAGeneral got a good general idea of what's happening here. He knows that there is no crazy early game shenanigans with an all-in barracks, no Tiberian refinery or shit like that. Nope, not going to happen, sir. Instead, we have a solid macro game plan with airstrips, and not we not matchups are basically the equivalent to a gang war. Like, you see more bikes than in a Hells Angels versus Bandidos gang war. Because recon bikes are so fast and so spammable, it's actually really fun to watch. Both going for a couple buggies early on to just get the scout and probably get an intercept on anything that moves out. I've seen pro players ignoring the oil derricks because they're so exposed on this map, you can't hold them. It's like literally impossible versus anyone who knows what they're doing, like any TD player worth a salt. Uh-oh. 5 recon buggies. Yeah. Disposing of this insurgency swiftly, with due haste. As he's rolling out, he's probably trying to... Wow. Early comm center again, but this time like he's up against an early game aggressive player. So I don't know if he can hold this. Like, yeah, this is not gonna straight off kill him, but it's gonna set him back, especially if it gets the power or something like that. Yeah, which is exactly what's happening. First tank rolling out here. Let's see how the micro is. Is it gonna be good enough? Yeah, ACM has fantastic micro. He focused. That's beautiful, man. Look at this! Now he's moving out the tank, he's moving out the recon buggy that the tank was focusing, so it doesn't take damage because they are super fast and can outrun tank shells. Or at least the targeting system of the tanks. This was beautiful. Wow. Perfectly orchestrated. I rate it 5 out of 5. So now he's back with more recon buggies and his original recon bike that he retained. I was curious that he's not going for bikes, he's just going for buggies. Like, I don't know if that's gonna cut the mustard if push comes to shove. He's forcing him to split up the army, and yeah, AOA's out of power because one of the power plants got sniped, and look at the production, 10 seconds on the APP. So, and this is just harassment that's forcing him to split up. It's beautifully executed by ACM. Look at this, now he's pulling back the recon bike because he knows that that AOA wants the recon bike. So he's just gonna keep kiting. This is so beautiful, like this is the beauty of micro in this game that often gets overlooked because people play team games and they play like their 5v5 clusterfuck where you just build a blob and a move or you rush nukes and don't have units at all. But this has been amazing. I'm actually really stoked at how good this was. Fantastic play by ACM. Yeah, and AOA responding by pulling back his wounded tanks and getting an early repair facility. It's so smart. I'm loving it. Triple harvester versus quadruple harvester. So unless he's mining out, ACM is actually gonna retain the lead here. And he's also containing AOA in his own base. Smart getting minigunners here because they're just a perfect deterrent. Not to recon buggies though. I mean, you would need a meat shield. Like, they have good damage versus infantry, but you still need a meat shield to make this work. This was actually the first trade that I don't see going in favor of ACM because he lost 4 recon buggies versus like probably 10 minigunners. Not the best trade. And now there is an army. And ACM is probably gonna be like gonna feel that he's gonna respond somehow. He's got double airstrip going for him, so he can produce. Maybe he's just trying to stall here. Maybe this was those were just sacrificed in order to stall for a bit to get his production going. Because what the hell, still going for pure not buggy spam. Couple recons mixed in now, but no infantry. Like this guy doesn't have a barracks, and actually that would be a really good hard counter to tanks. Walling off and using rocket soldiers because rocket soldiers can fire over cliffs or over walls. Yeah, now AOAGeneral has all the time in the world to just waltz right in because there is just no infantry production. And yeah, this ain't gonna cut it. Look at this. The recon buggies have outlived their usefulness. It's past the point where you can build them in the game. Oh, nice! Doing a counter attack though, but AOAGeneral is the sort of player who always keeps the units he builds around in his base for quite some bit. So wow, those are so low. He needs a repair facility here and now, or he needs to borrow one of the mechanics of the red alert mod, like stat. Uh-oh, he's losing more and more. So many tanks here. I mean, as long as you have a meat shield, it's gonna be fine. But you need, basically what he needs is a couple minigunners as a meat shield, because they don't take much damage from tanks, and they absorb all the shells. Oh boy, the Hell's Angels are moving out here. This is gonna be nasty, one way or the other. Hey, got a couple minigunners. How did he get them without a barracks? It must have been from a cell. Huh? What did he sell to get minigunners? I don't know, guys. Here's the comm center. Like, that's a 7-minute comm center. That's a bit late, buddy. But if he can keep expanding and get the blue tip, he might be in a good position. AOAGeneral securing the... Oh. All the harvesters are down. He's on one harvester. AOAGeneral is on one harvester here. This might spell trouble. But at the same time, this is... I don't know. Can he push through? ACM has a couple lights now. And he's got the Hell's Angels Los Bandidos club again. Don't move in like this. This is just a waste. Fortunately, there are no rocket soldiers in this group. It's just minigunners and tanks. So I guess they can hold the line, especially with the crazy DPS from the recon bikes. They're not even half bad versus infantry either. It's just that they're absolutely single target. They have no AoE whatsoever. Oh, the airstrike! The airstrike is gonna wreck shit here. Oh my god! All the recon bikes. Saludos to the Hell's Angels. ACM has disconnected. Okay. That's a rage quit. pretty sure that's a rage quit. Like, quitting after losing your entire army like this. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Like, he had a shot. He would have fended this off. Like, look at the production. 7 light tanks and a flame tank, and production was still going. He still had the eco. That was an absolutely unnecessary, pointless rage quit. Did AOAGeneral realize this? Because he's still playing as if ACM were still in the game. He's sniping the eco, just taking his time. It's like, yo, I've done my damage. Yeah, you've done your damage versus an AFK opponent. This is mined out. ACM, what are you? What's even going on? Okay, he's sniping all the eco, getting veterancy on all the tanks, but it doesn't matter anymore. You should just call quits here. Didn't he realize? Huh. I don't know, guys. Why is this game still going on? That was kind of anticlimactic. Unfortunately, this game, as of yet, doesn't have a function to reconnect to games that you dropped out of. And I'm sure that was an intentional dropout. Okay, I think AOAGeneral quit here as well. He was calling it. He realized that his ACM was AFK. So look, that's kind of an anticlimactic end to a fantastic series of 2 games. We've seen some really crazy micro, and actually, first game we've seen AOAGeneral lose his original Conyard, and being almost down and out, but winning with Chem Warrior spam, because there was no answer to infantry. And second game kind of similar, he lost his entire eco, but he had a flop big enough to discourage ACM from keeping on playing. Like, the airstrike was freaking spot on. Look at the kills. And I'm betting that half of those kills are from the airstrike. So yeah, thanks to AOAGeneral for posting this. It's been a fantastic series of games. I'm really keen on casting some more of those. Also, check out Soulscared stream on Monday. I'm gonna be there. If you're keen on some high quality Command & Conquer action, check out Spy's tournament, the North American tournament. And we're probably gonna have a tournament of the tournament winners, which is basically gonna amount to me versus whoever wins the North American series. Because I somehow managed to push through and win the European series. So this might be fun to watch. Other than that, thanks for tuning in, guys. And
Perhaps you need another
5 aces out.